Hello and welcome everyone. It is Thursday, November 1st, 2018, and it is time for another new comic haul video. Yesterday was New Comic Book Day, best day of the week. And for a lighter week, boy, there was some really good stuff out. I hope you're able to get a lot of the stuff that came out. We'll run through what I got in a bit here. As usual, thank you to all my subscribers. Really appreciate the comments and you watch my videos. And my comic shop shout out this week is to Coastal Comics. They're in Surfside Beach, South Carolina. Owner's name is Drew. There's some images on the screen. I forgot to write down the name of my subscriber who asked me to give him a shout out. Isn't that the way it always goes? You know, you get old and you forget to write shit down, and that's just what happens. But anyways, it looks like a really cool shop, and as usual, the address and phone number, everything's down in the comments. So if you're in the area, check them out, give them a call, stop in, set up a pull list if you can. It looks like a really nice shop. It's definitely one I would stop by if I was in the area. I know a couple of my subscribers. I know Gino Bonino and Boom Boom Comics are in South Carolina. Or, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. They might be in North Carolina. Anyways, I know they're over in that area anyways. I don't know if they go there, but they'll let me know anyways. But it looks like a cool shop. So Coastal Comics, you're my shout out this week. So some stuff I picked up that, I got some stuff. Like I say, I grabbed the Sentry number 4, cover A, and then I got number 5, cover A, and cover B. I've had quite a few of my subscribers, not quite a few, but a few of them say, man, Jimmy, you got to pick this up. There's some good stuff going on in here. So I'm going to show a few images because it looks like this is one I didn't buy at all when it came out. I wasn't too into it. I'm like, it's didn't really pique my interest. But in here, he merges with the Void. He's talking to, this is in issue number 4, and man, does that ever look like Noel standing there. He's, you know, hello Bob, long time no see. He's like, hello Void, I think I need your help. And then at the end of the book, that's what he becomes, you know, he's finally whole, right? And then it continues on into issue number 5, where it's the first full appearance of him as that character. So, man, those are some really good ones. I'm glad I got those. My shop still had them sitting on the shelf, too. So, I don't know if that is Noel or not, but boy, does it ever look like him. And being that he's the Void, or maybe it's Oblivion who is considered the Void as well. That would be kind of interesting, but boy, does it ever look like I say, it looks like Noel. So, anyways, those are good ones. If you can get those, I got to try and get issues 1, 2, and 3 because I want to start. I haven't read those, but I want to read right from the beginning all the way through now. So I'll try and track those down. Another one I got, I didn't get this when it came out. X-Men Black number 1, and like I say, I missed that one because it has that backstory in Apocalypse. So I wanted to get that. So that's it for back issues I picked up. But some stuff that came in the mail, man. I ordered this. Oh boy. I don't remember how long ago I ordered it. These ones weren't too long ago. I got Red 5. I got Free Comic Book Day, Kaiser Soze, and the Rift is kind of a preview of those. And that Kaiser Soze one looks pretty cool. And the Rift I think got picked up I got optioned anyways. And then I picked up 2 copies, or I ordered, well, here's the screw up. I ordered a few copies of this and also Afterburn. And they screwed up and they sent me some guy's order from California, but pretty good customer service. I emailed them with pictures and right away they said, oh, sorry man, well, they're really busy, so they're going to send me some books and stuff. It's in the mail, but of course Canada Post right now is on a rotating strike, so everything is taken for it. Took, man, this next one I must have ordered it. I don't even know how long ago I ordered it. I forgot I'd actually ordered it. I ordered a bunch of stuff from Scout Comics, and they sent me Scout Comics Presents. This was printed, from what I understand, this is Comic Book Day, but in 2017. And it's got a preview of Stabity Bunny. So I don't know if this is technically the first appearance of Stabity Bunny in a comic. It's got like a 3-page kind of story on each, a bunch, like 5 different comics in here. And one of them Stabity Bunny, so it's kind of cool. I got that one. But what I actually ordered was, I got the Mall number 1. I got the limited variant. I got that one. I got the Ash Can and a couple copies of number 1. I ordered that, geez, like I say, I don't even remember how long ago. I ordered that a month and a half ago and it finally just showed up yesterday, so kind of glad I got. Actually, like I say, I forgot I ordered them. I also got Oblivion number 1, and if I remember right, it's been so long since I ordered, I think that's a limited variant. I can't remember, but I really like the cover on that one, so that's the one I ordered. got all that stuff. So that's kind of my back issue stuff that I was looking at getting. So my independence this week, I grabbed, I asked my shop to bring me in a trade of God Country. It's been so long since I read it. I wanted to reread it just because Donny Cates is now writing the movie for that. And who knows when the movie will come out. It'll be a few years, I'm guessing. But I just wanted to reread it, so I picked that up and trade because I'd like to be able to sit down and read the whole thing from beginning to end. It's really good. If you haven't read it, boy, you got to read that. Picked up Britannia, Lost Eagles of Rome #4. Like I say, I'm really into the history of Rome and all that, and I really like it, so that's why I'm getting it. I don't think that'll do anything price-wise, but if you like the history of Rome, boy, that's a good one to get. Stranger Things #2. I only picked up 2 of the covers for that one. I got that one. I believe that one's cover A, and this one's cover B. I like this one, actually, probably the best of them all. Got 11 sitting there with Demogorgon sitting there behind her. Got Witches #1 for the one-shot. I think it's a one-shot, actually. It's a Halloween special. And man, is that a thick book. Jesus, that is it's like 2 comics in one. That's a massive book. Price wasn't too bad. I think it was only $4.99. From Alterna, I got, came out on a Wednesday, #3. I really like it. I mentioned before in my top picks was I really like these because they give you a whole bunch of, you know, like little snippets on the writers and stories coming out and artists and stuff. And I just like to know what's coming down the road. It's really good. And talking about Alterna, I got 2 copies of Blood Realm #2. That's one I've got my shop to bring in for me. And man, the print run on these is really low. And it's a wicked, I love the covers on those. I mean, I like the story. It's a cool story. It's only a 3-issue limited series too. So that's one, because it's only $1.50, you can't go wrong. Like, pick up 1 copy. If you come across those, buy them, because issue #1, even though it's a $1.50 comic, they're going 10, well, it's Canadian dollars anyways, they're going like $10, so. And this is one I've been buying all the way through, Ice Cream Man. #8, got the regular and the variant. That variant, I didn't expect that to heat up as much as it is. Man, that's really heating up, because to me, like I say, it looks like Princess Leia in a box in a clown suit. But it is a cool cover. And it's funny thing is they did issue 1 to 4, then they took a break for several months, and then they did 5 to 8, and now they're taking a break. I think the next issue doesn't come out till the end of January next year, so you won't be seeing any Ice Cream Man for a while. But this was kind of a weird issue. It's all about these paramedics who are stealing drugs from the hospital and popping pills and all the crap that goes on. It was just bizarre. Anyways, and my last independent, Riptide #3. I really hope you're able to get this one. I looked in the print run on these, and I don't know if it's right or not, but I looked Riptide #1 on Comic Run, and you gotta remember that is an estimate. It's a pretty accurate estimate, but I mean it is still an estimate because you don't actually get the true numbers. But according to them, it's under 1,000. It was only 900 and something for issue 1. Issue 2 was only 700 and something, and that issue 3 I would think would be around that same 700 mark. So that is a really low print run. And I think, yeah, there's only 1 more issue of this. I don't know when it's coming out. They seem to be getting kind of delayed. I thought this one was supposed to be out a few weeks ago, but yeah, if you find that sitting in your shop, buy it. I don't care. You know, I mean, don't pay a ton of money for it, but if you can get it for, if it's sitting on the shelf, man, pick that comic up. It's a good comic, and from what I understand, that has been optioned too. And you got to remember, option doesn't mean it's going to be made anything. It just means the rights have been bought by a company. They don't pay a ton for it, but anyways, it's a really good one to get. I'm glad I got that whole run all the way through. So, anyways, that's a definite pick of the week. That Riptide and Ice Cream Man #8 are both really good ones. If you can find them, buy them. So from DC, I didn't grab a ton from them. Got Heroes in Crisis #2. Got the regular cover and I wasn't going to buy it, but I did. It's, you know, it's Bane breaking the back of Superman. So I had to buy that, but I don't think, honestly, I think I'm going to drop this. I'm not really into that comic, but anyways. Picked up Batman Secret Files #1. I like that. That's a foil cover. Now this one actually has some color and some, you know, some variations, not just one color on it, which is nice, and it's a nice foil cover. So that's a nice one, and that's actually got the first appearance of the Platinum Kryptonium, or yeah, Platinum Kryptonium, Kryptonite, sorry, Kryptonium, jeez, Platinum Kryptonite in there. which gives, so Batman holds on to it, and then, or anybody that holds on to it then gets the power of Superman, basically. You only have to hold it once, according to the book, so it's kind of interesting. I don't know, it's first appearance of that, so good one to get. Picked up Witching Hour it's the final part of that Justice League Dark Wonder Woman Witching Hour crossover event, which is pretty good, actually. I really enjoyed it. Got 2 copies of cover A. I also got 2 copies of that really nice cover B. That one is one, if you can find it, man, pick it up. It's pretty good. And the cool thing with this one is I was really hoping that Wonder Woman at the end of this would hang on to some of the powers from Hecate, and she doesn't. I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler here, so turn it off if you don't want to know. But right at the end, I don't know how you pronounce her name, Cersei or Cirque, but anyways, she ends up getting Hecate's power, so now she's going to be kind of evil. But the cool thing in here is the other kind and the Upside Down Man and everything, they get involved and end up kind of destroying Hecate and basically absorbing her power, because there was basically a wall between kind of the magic world and then the other kind world. So yeah, it's all going to go to shit in a hell in a handbasket pretty quick here. So that story is going to keep going, and Justice League Dark, it looks really good. So anyways, keep going with it if you're going with it. And then Drowned Earth #1 came out this week. I mean, you had the Preludes the last few weeks. I got both covers for that, cover A, cover B. I find a lot of these artists, you know, it's funny, Christian Ward started doing those really cool covers, and then you get a lot of these artists kind of copying his style. I mean, copying is how do they say that? Biggest form of flattery, I guess. So anyways, but I found the story wasn't bad, but if you haven't read the Preludes going to this, you're going to be a little confused, because it was a pretty busy story. Howard Porter's art in this is pretty good. A couple of cool things that happen in here. So again, I'm going to show you some images, so if you don't want to know, the artwork, like I say, is pretty darn good. And then you get, in that first issue, you had all those, the artwork is awesome in this, like Black Manta looks sweet in there. But you get, you had those 3 new characters show up, and in here they're called the Ocean Lords. His death belongs to the Ocean Lords, but I think the Ocean Lords are the Fleet Admiral Tide, who I'm pretty sure who that is. She was introduced in the Prelude. And then you got Captain Gaul and Commander Drogu. I think they're called the Ocean Lords is what they're going by, but that's the first time it's mentioned in here. Another cool thing, though, right at the end, you get the splash page of Wonder Woman, and she's wearing this new, it's the first time she's wearing this battle armor, which is really cool. So that's it's not her first appearance, obviously, but it's the first appearance of that battle armor, which is really cool. So like I say, Porter's art is pretty good. I really liked it. So that is a good one. That is definitely a pick this week, is that Aquaman. I'm liking that story. But like I say, it's one of those ones where you really need to read the Preludes to kind of get a good idea of what's going on. Because if you jump in right in there, you're going to be a little confused. From Marvel, a few of the comic book, or the Halloween Comic Fest books, I got, I only picked a couple. I got Superior Spider-Man #1. These are all reprints. And I got a couple copies of Thor Road to War of the Realms, because Malekith shows up in here, and it kind of is a story of him and how he gets out of, you know, he gets free and everything. And that War of the Realms starts up in January, that Jason Aaron is writing, and that's going to be really good. So, and I hope you get that one. I got Avengers Halloween Special, just the one shot. Got both covers for that. I read through it. It's a bunch of short stories, and to be honest, they weren't the greatest, but I really like that cover. Cover B is awesome looking cover. That's totally, man, I love that cover. I forget who that was. I can't remember if it's Federici or Zaffino. It's one of the two, but it's really nice. Picked up Iron Hammer #2. Haven't read it, but I don't know. Be okay, I guess. Iron Man #5. I'm not a Dan Slott fan, as you all know, but I had to buy it because I just love the cover on that. That was just a gorgeous cover. Old Man Logan #50. Just got cover A and cover B. that leads right into Dead Man Logan, which is going to start up fairly soon. And to be honest, I really don't think I'm going to buy it. They're just dragging out. Marvel's dragging out everything so long. I don't know. Anyways, What If Magic Became Sorcerer Supreme? That is a wicked looking cover. I love the cover on that. And I could see that character going somewhere, so I don't know. Anyways, who knows? But they're pushing the female roles right now, so that's kind of cool. X-Men Black, Emma Frost. I just grabbed cover A, and again, it's got that Apocalypse backstory in there, which is really good, so highly recommend you at least grab one copy of each. Spider-Force #1, that does have first appearance of Spider-Kid in there, and I think there's Astro... Oh, shit, what the hell is it? First appearance of Astro Kid or Astro Spider or something here, but that one I'm not 100% sure on. But Spider Kid does show up in here, so definitely a first appearance of him. Where that's going to go, I don't know. But anytime I can get first appearances for cover price, I am all over it. So that is a good one to get if you get it. I know there was another kind of that Western themed one. I didn't pick that up. I wasn't too interested in that one. And definitely one of my picks this week is Daredevil 610. I mentioned this one in my last video. They had that cameo of that new villain show up in 609 in part 1 of this Death of Daredevil. And this is part 2. So yeah, you got this new character called the Vigil. Makes a full appearance in here. So this is definitely one you want to try and get if you can get it. It's a cool looking character. He's got these knives and stuff made out of bone, which is really wicked. So anyways, he looks pretty cool. And it looks like he's working for Kingpin, which reminds me, you know, Typhoid Mary. That's how they seem to introduce all these new characters in Daredevil, when they're working for the Kingpin. So that is a definite pick of the week for me this week. A couple things coming down the road. I don't have a ton for you. Well, actually, a couple things I didn't buy. My shop didn't get Bone Parish for whatever reason. I wanted to. That's one I was supposed to be getting, and I didn't. I didn't pick up any of those Hanna-Barbera comics. I know a bunch of those were out. DC put them out this week, and not interested in those at all. I really liked the Batman Elmer Fudd one that came out, and the Jonah Hex one that came out a while with Yosemite Sam. Those ones are really good. But I find now they're just throwing them, mashing them together, and to be honest, I'm not all that interested in them. So anyways. And one of my subscribers, C-Mac, he asked me about Rejected #1. If these are supposed to be like a trade paperback, and yes, they are. They're a square-bound trade, like almost like Killing Joke kind of thing. When that was put out years back, it's a one-shot, thicker comic. So yes, that's how they're supposed to be. So don't worry, you didn't get. That's how they're supposed to be. But anyways, a couple things coming down the road. Not a ton this week that I need to talk about, but Conan. I know I mentioned that's coming out in January, but they just released a whole bunch of cover images for these, because I guess what's happening is, like they usually do, whenever they are pushing out a new comic, they drop a bunch of covers leading up to it. So it looks like all of basically, I think it's December, they're putting out all these covers on, you know, the variant covers on all the different issues. So there's a few of them on the screen. They look pretty cool, so thought I'd mention that. Carnage, Web of Venom, Carnage Board #1. I know I mentioned this a few times, but again, there's a ton of limited variants that have come out for these. Midtown's got a Sienkiewicz cover, and then there's a whole bunch of, there's a Crane cover and a Scan variant, and I put a bunch of images on the screen. I honestly can't recommend a lot of those. I think if you're going to buy a limited variant, I would go for the 1-for-100 right from Marvel. And it really depends, as always, it depends on what happens in the book. If something big happens in this book, like Kate's is saying, then they'll do well. But if nothing really happens in the book, it'll become just another variant cover for another comic and won't really go anywhere. So just spend your money wisely. I don't recommend a ton of those variant covers just for that reason, because if you're thinking they're going to go up in value, a lot of times they don't. You pay the $50 or whatever, $20 to $50 range for a lot of those, and they stay at that price. They don't really go up much. So the issues right from Marvel or DC or whatever, those are the ones, like especially cover A's for whatever reason seem to be the ones that go up the most, or the 1 for $25 or whatever right from Marvel or DC. And last, Batman 58. I know this one comes out, I think it's just next week actually, but it's a gorgeous Matina cover with the Penguin in there, and man, does it look good. I just had to show that. That's all I got for you this week as far as stuff coming out. Been a busy week for me work-wise, so I didn't have a ton of time to do a bunch of research, but I will definitely be putting out a video on the weekend with my top picks. I will talk to you later in the week. Have a good week. Hope you're able to grab some of these books. Like I say, it was a lighter week, but man, there was some really good stuff out this week. So take care, everyone. Happy hunting. Bye for now.